Right now we're going to be taking a look at multiplying some fractions, and we already know that multiplication is the same thing as repeated addition. So problem 1 asks us to draw a tape diagram that represents 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. So anytime I have to draw a tape diagram, I'm going to start by drawing my box, and each box is going to represent 2/3. I know that much. But how many times do I have 2/3? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need my box to be split into 4 pieces. And draw 3 lines to do that. And each box is worth 2/3. So looking at my tape diagram, I see that I have 2, 4, 6, 8 thirds. But why do I have 8 thirds? Why am I only adding that top row, those numerators? Because the denominator never actually changes. Let's draw a picture to figure out why. I'm going to draw some groups of thirds first. 2. All right, I just have 3 groups of thirds right here. So first I had 2/3. And then I added 2 more. So here's 1, 2. I added 2 more again. 1, 2. And I added 2/3 one more time. 1, 2. So all together I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thirds. So that numerator changed, but I'm still looking at how many thirds I have. The denominator stays the same. So moving on to the second part of this problem, write a multiplication expression equal to 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. So I'm going to be writing a multiplication expression that's equal to the repeated addition problem we just looked at. So how many times do I have 2/3? I have it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 is equal to 4 times 2/3 because we have 2/3 4 times. So if we keep looking at this, when we're adding 2 together 4 times, that's the same as saying 4 groups of 2 or 4 times 2. But remember, when we looked above, the denominator never changed. We're still looking at how many thirds we have. We just have 4 times 2 thirds. So when we solve 4 times 2 a little bit out the rest of the way, 4 times 2 is 8, and we still have 8 thirds. So this, oops, hold on, let me use a highlighter. Okay, so this multiplication expression of 4 times 2/3 equals 8 thirds. Just like the repeated addition in the first part of 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 equaled 8 thirds. Last week we were practicing adding and subtracting mixed numbers, and 8 thirds is a perfect number to turn into a mixed number. Right now it's what's called an improper fraction. That means there's more numerators than denominators. So to figure out what mixed number it is, the first thing we need to do is think about how many times 3 fits into 8. So I'm going to do my factors. So I see 3, 6, 9, 12. I know 8 is between 6 and 9. So I know 2 whole sets of 3 can fit into it. So I'm going to pull out 2 wholes, and I have 2/3 left, because we had 6 8s pulled out in our 2 wholes. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we still have all 8 third pieces. We're just pulling out 2 wholes. So for this assignment, you can either leave it as an improper fraction, like over here, or you can turn it into a mixed number, like over here. All right, let's take a look at the exact same type of problem with some new numbers. So for this one, draw a tape diagram to represent 7/8 plus 7/8 plus 7/8. Again, I'm going to start by drawing my tape diagram. And since this time I only have 1, 2, 3 fractions added together, I'm only going to have 3 sections in my box. Each section is 7/8. So when I add those up, I add up 7 plus 7 plus 7, I get 21/8. And remember, last time we drew the picture to prove that our eighths, our denominators, are never changing. They're still eighths. We just have a lot more of them now. This one's a little too big to draw a quick picture of, but if you would like to draw a picture, draw 3 sets of eights, fill in 7/8 on all 3 pictures, and then add up the shaded boxes. It's going to equal 21. All right, for the next part, write a multiplication expression equal to 7/8 plus 7/8 plus 7/8. So when we're writing a multiplication expression, we're writing a little multiplication problem, right? So how many times do we have 7/8? We have it 1, 2, 3 times. So 3 times 7/8. We have 3 groups of 7/8, just like we have 3 groups of 7/8 in the repeated addition problem. It's really important to remember that only the numerator is getting bigger. Only the numerator is being multiplied by 3. That denominator always stays the same because we're still looking at eighths. We're just changing the number of how many eighths we're looking at. So we are looking at eighths, but the number is 3 times 7 because we have 7/8 3 times. When we solve that out, it equals 21/8, just like when we solved it using a tape diagram. So now we solved the problem, but we have a mixed fraction. Remember from the last problem, that means our numerator, 21, is bigger than our denominator of 8. So let's turn that into a mixed number. So that mixed number means you have some wholes and some fractions. We've already practiced adding and subtracting with them. So we're going to turn 21/8 into a mixed number. So the first thing I'm going to think about is, how many times does 8 go into 21? And to figure that out, I'm going to write out my 8's factors. So I start with 8, then 16, then 24, and 32. All right, where does 21 fit in? That goes between 16 and 24. So I know 8 can fit within 21 at least 2 full times. So I know we can have 2 whole numbers, 2 whole groups of 8 inside of that 21, and it only uses up 16 of those numerators. So to figure out how many fractions I have left, I'm going to do 21 minus 16, which gives me 5. So I have 2 wholes and 5/8 left. So 2 and 5/8 is equal to 21/8. Moving on to this page, we're given 2 problems, and the directions say, solve using any method, express your answers as whole or mixed numbers. So we can use any method, and we need to put our answers into whole or mixed numbers. So that's like on the last page, how I used 2 and 5/8 instead of 21/8. That was changing it into a mixed number. All right, so there's a few strategies we can use to do a multiplication problem like this. I'm going to start just like I started with solving the last 2 problems by drawing a tape diagram. Now I know it's going to need to be split into 7 boxes because I'm taking that 2/9 7 times. So I'm going to draw my box and split it into 7 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. It's split into 7 pieces. And each piece is 2/9. All right, so when we add up use that repeated addition to add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, it gives us 14. So that gives us 14. And remember, we're still looking at ninths. The size of the piece hasn't changed, just the number of pieces that we had. We could also just use that multiplication expression to solve it. So we have 7 times 2 ninths. Remember, since we're only changing the numerator, that's the only part we have to multiply. So that is equal to 7 times 2 over 9, or 14 ninths. So our answer is the same, whichever strategy we use to solve it. We're getting 14 ninths, but we're not done yet, are we? Because the directions said to answer as whole or mixed numbers. So to do that, I'm going to start by listing out my 9's factors to help me remember, I wonder how many times 9 fits into 14. So we start with 9, 18, 27. Oh, and just with those 3, I see that 14 is bigger than 9, but smaller than 18, so it's going to fit in right here, which means 9 can only fit in 1 time before we hit 19. So I'm going to take 9 away from the 14, because instead of leaving 9 extra fractions sitting in that improper fraction, I'm going to pull out that 1 whole. 9 numerators equals 1 whole, so 14 minus 9 is 5. So that's going to leave us with 1 whole and 5 ninths left behind. All right, hopefully that makes sense. I want you to make sure you have a piece of paper with me to work on this final problem together. We're going to be looking at B, 11 times 2/3, except we're going to be solving it up here where we have more space. So just like last time, I'm going to start by drawing a tape diagram because I'm a really visual person and looking at it that way helps me. So I'm wondering, how many pieces am I going to have to split that tape diagram into? The really big clue is what number it's multiplied. I have 2/3 11 times. That means I need to have 11 spaces on my tape diagram. All right, so we could add up 2 plus 2 plus 2 11 times, or we could just say, I know I have 11 sets of 2's there, which equals 22, but the size of our pieces never changed. We're still looking at thirds, only how many thirds changed. So now we have 22 thirds looking at the tape diagram. Let's try solving it out again using that multiplication expression. So that expression was 11 times 2/3. Remember, we're only looking at how many numerators are changing. The denominator stays the same. We're still looking at thirds. So 11 times 2, we have 11 times, I want to use the right color pen. 11 times 2 over 3, which is equal to 22 thirds. So we got that same answer using both methods to solve it. Multiplication is just a little bit quicker. All right, last thing we need to do is turn this into a whole or mixed number. So I'm going to see how many times 3 fits inside 22. First thing I'm going to do is write out my factors. All right, so I have my 3's factors written out. 22 is going to land between 21 and 24. So let's see how many whole numbers I can pull out. I can pull out 1, 2 3's, 3 3's, 4 3's, 5 3's, 6 3's. I can pull out 7 whole groups of 3. And that's pulling out 21. So when I take 21 away from 22, I'm left with 1. So 7 1/3 is going to be that final answer for part B. All right, hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. I can't wait to see your work.